Blood. Blood is a sacred thing. Most religious upbringings will teach a person this. Pain and sweat are sacred as well. My days in the military taught me that. Your blood, sweat, and pain is your own capital. Your exertions are yours to dictate. Unlike China or Soviet Russia, Nazi Germany, or any other regime that treated people like machines, cattle, or worse. By fire and death, we defeated slavery in this country. And today, unlike the days of slavery, free human beings labor in the fields of their own choosing. You drive a truck, you administer the faith, you teach a child, you assemble parts. Simply put, you go to work, you exert, and you prosper. You reap of those fields. In a just society, your work, your use of your own private capital brings you profit. And this is called capitalism. This can lead to freedom. In America, we call the freely chosen pursuit of one's happiness livelihood, because it is so closely related to one's life. Only in a free market capitalist society can you ensure the greatest benefit to the greatest number of free people. A strong, free market economy is always reflective of liberty and small government. Today, however, we are seeing the inverse of liberty. We are seeing a weak, controlled market ruled over by bureaucrats and their buddies. Bailouts, stimulus plans, and rescue packages, one way or another, either through direct taxation or inflation, your money is being undermined. Your taxes are being wasted. Bureaucrats don't care about your livelihood. They're too busy installing traffic enforcement cameras and cracking down on local farmers with impossible FDA regulations. So what do your beliefs matter? What does your family or your individual liberty matter to Washington, D.C. or Nashville? Now, you may not be funding their elections. That's up to the lobbyists and the big corporations and the banks. But you have been giving them your votes. It's about time that came to an end. Because of my beliefs about freedom and liberty, my statement about taxes has always been as such. Anything that threatens your livelihood is a threat to your life. You know the old saying, death and taxes? Well, we are told that those are the only two constants in life. And how appropriate a pair, how equal those two truly are. Death is, of course, understood to be the ultimate destruction, the end of life. Well, let it be known also that taxation is the ultimate destructive force impairing the fulfillment of life. Ideally, no taxes should ever be derived from the necessities of life, including, but not limited to, food, water, air, clothing, shelter, and medicine. Nor should there ever be a tax placed on life itself. So I guess that old carbon tax scheme would have to go right out the window, since you know you have to breathe, right? Ideally, no taxes should ever be derived from life's labors or a person's livelihood. But what is livelihood? A person's livelihood is like a farmer's stock and trade, his crops. It is his very life. Destruction of his crops would ruin the farmer. It would be a detriment to his livelihood. It would lessen the profits gained from his labor. It is destructive to his life and his happiness. You have to understand, a person's property is a person's livelihood. A person's livelihood is their life. So my statement is this: any tax levied against one's labors or life's necessities should be comparable to deadly force, to be used in extremely limited ways, if not outright abolished completely. Seen in such a light, taxes are more akin to death than that old saying really implies. So let's establish another thing, and that is this: taxes are the life of government. Without taxes, the seed of tyranny, the root of power, withers away and dies in the dirt. Government is like a spider in your windowsill. It does not exist without your consent. Yes, it has its purpose, but if left unchecked, that creature will grow and multiply. And I'm afraid that our house is not right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid our house is infested. Maybe it's time to put these bloodsuckers back in their place. Just as our taxes feed this governmental parasite, taxes are a drain also to individuals. Taxes kill freedom. Taxes are to freedom what poison is to the blood. It is a venom that cannot be healed without the right medicine. And guess what? You are the medicine. You are the cure. Your opposition will be the antidote. In a just society, a balance has to be struck between the amount of freedom we have and the amount we are taxed. And the amount we are taxed is just another way of saying the amount we are burdened by government control. The bigger the government gets, the less individual liberty you have. The weaker the dollar gets, the less your livelihood thrives. The more you are taxed, the less you can achieve for yourself and your family. I'm just a man advocating for the Constitution. I'm advocating sound monetary policy, a balanced budget, a sensible foreign policy, individual liberty, and a non-invasive government held accountable to the voters, whether the rich, poor, black, white, Christian, atheist, straight, or gay. I am just a man who believes that government is superseded by life. Government is superseded by liberty. And any government that claims itself a necessary evil has no right to impose either its necessity nor its evil. I'm just a man, but I have a voice. Free men and women have died for that, for having a voice. Freedom-loving people like you have stood up to their kings, their lords, their rulers, their masters, and demanded that their basic rights be respected. You and I are Americans, and as Americans, we come fully equipped with a constitution, a body, a mind, a soul that we are born with. No government has given you that. No government has any right to it, neither through gun barrel taxation or a debt-based monetary system or the most insidious theft caused by the Federal Reserve and Washington, D.C., inflation. The essence of sound government, the only reason this republic stands, is to preserve the liberties of the individual citizen. And what better way to protect those liberties than with sound money, balanced budgets, true free markets, and principled, disciplined spending? Unless given away, human beings shall not, cannot, be divided from themselves, their reason, their liberty, their humanity, or their money, except by the following institutions: fraud, force, and collectivism. Fraud, force, and collectivism are the first crimes set upon free people by tyrants. Our Constitution defends none of those crimes. Our Declaration did not defend tyrants, so why should we? Criminals and radicals will tell you to stop defending yourself while they seize upon you, while they steal from you, and while they kill you. They will tell you to put your signs down, pay your taxes, and go back to sleep while they burn your house down. I see that many of you are not quite ready to go back to sleep. Now, I'm not a complainer, and neither are you. You've seen the problems, and now you are addressing them. You are taking action, and for that, you are patriots. I don't see anger in your eyes. I see love for this republic. I don't see hate or fear. I see passion, a passion for liberty. And I see a love for free humanity and a love for America. This is your country. This is our United States, not the United Nations. This is your dream, not the grand vision of globalists and utopians. This is your blood and your livelihood, not the spit and backwash from some coked-up politician too wasted to even read the bills. This is your revolution. Take this message of liberty into your home, into your school, into your neighborhood, but most importantly, take it now into your heart. Understand that liberty comes to us the day we are born. It comes to us as a whole. It is a united package that cannot be divided. Monetary freedom, social freedom, educational freedom, medicinal freedom, religious freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom from tyranny. You have so many rights, so many freedoms. The Constitution does not limit your rights at all. It merely enumerates, it merely lists just a few. The people, you guarantee everything else. You must defend the Constitution at all times. You have to. Everywhere you go, you must defend the philosophy and the principles of liberty. The line in the sand is here. The line in the sand is today. Demand your liberty and commit yourself to America and the ideals of our Constitution. Commit yourself to this fight in every possible way. Commit yourself to this fight right now, because this is going to be one hell of a fight. Because this is going to be the fight that shapes our history. Because there are too many people here today that I know are not going to run away from this fight. The people here today are not going to give up their guns. They are not going to give up their books, religious or otherwise, and they are not going to approve of these taxes anymore. Nothing can stop us. There is no law, no conscripted youth brigade, no Blackwater mercenary, and no army that can stop an idea whose time has come. Be the first ones to shout, "Let freedom ring." Be the first ones to echo the call of all patriots and free humanity. Echo the call of our forefathers and mothers that swore and gave and bled and sweated and took great pains to deliver unto this great earth a nation that shall not perish under the watch of a free people. Be the first to echo the call to action, the call to independence. Give me liberty or give me death.